Hi, everybody. How you doing? So I did a show this morning with Mel. And on my community page, I told you that I thought that JD Vance, unfortunately, at that time, I said, oh, dang, it looks like he's going to get picked. And then because the reason I said that is because someone on one of the I think threads said JD Vance was seen being taken by the Secret Service to the convention. So you knew he was picking JD Vance. Sure enough, Trump announced it later. And I got to tell you something. Oh my gosh. And I talked about some of this with Mel, but in case you didn't see the show, I want to tell you all of this is good news. It's good news that he picked JD Vance, because if you just replay the ugly things he says about women not having rights, about staying in abusive relationships, about that he thinks the rich should get even more tax breaks. His language is so bad. Let me tell you, it's good news. There's no way in heck that many women will come out and vote for him, period. He's very vile. He's very two-faced. He talked trash about Trump. And they'll be replaying that all the time. I don't know why Trump picked him. Logically, I honest to God thought no way Trump would pick him, because, I already knew Marco Rubio said terrible things, but JD Vance is even worse. I want to hit on that. And I want to hit on the news about Aileen Cannon, which I talked about. I want you guys to know, people are thinking, oh God, Linda, oh my God, it's great news. That's exactly what the guides were saying. The guide said that she was going to do something pretty terrific, and that gave Jack Smith the ability to jump in. They're going to take it to the 11th Circuit Court, and she's out. So I want to do Aileen. I want to do JD Vance. He's a nothing burger. He said some pretty horrific things too, post that attempt assassination. I will tell you that Trump has put out a message to all his people. You are not to speak with the media no matter what, even if you think you're doing good, or you will be fired. So he's cutting it off. I don't know what his speech will be. I'll catch it on reruns or whatever. I'm not going to listen to it. So Aileen is definitely a goner. I can't wait. So we got some good news. And also I got bad cards on Justice Thomas. He's in the hospital right now for a lung infection. I think that he's been in several times. I think this guy is definitely going downhill physically. We don't wish, of course, we can't. It's not up to us, and it's not up to the guys to say, oh yeah, Linda, he's getting ready to go. They don't play that, but he's getting ready. It might not be because he's physically incapable, but he's getting ready to literally come off the SCOTUS. So I'm not sure because, he's sick and he says he has to go. Something's getting ready to happen. Because you remember when I looked at Aileen a couple of weeks ago, I said, oh, don't be surprised if this turns around sooner than later. Sure, it might be after the election, but I'm almost feeling that the 11th Circuit Court will not only say, you're out of here, they'll put someone else in that works with Jack Smith and creates a new process. Remember, I told you it might even start before the election. And also, that he can take it to the Supreme Court. He will not win in the Supreme Court because Thomas had no right to even say a word about that. But for some reason, I feel like she was handed all this information from some society, Federalist Society. They were whispering in her ear. She actually thinks she can be a justice. She will not. But okay, so we're going to look at that. All right. I can't believe I'm coming right back the next day to do a show, but I need to calm you all down. Okay, so let's start off with the first of the day. with the hundreds of emails that I got, that Aileen Cannon dropped the case, okay? And in a way, I sort of predicted, and other people too. We knew she was going to do something pretty outstanding that would catapult this. And by the way, a lot of these records he took was after the presidency. A lot of this stuff that he sold and stuff. So Robert Wright, just now on Fred said, there's no way in heck that she's gonna get away with this. She might know it too, but I think she's just so desperate to be on the Trump team. And of course, Trump is running with this. He said, now it's time to get rid of January 6th. No, this isn't gonna hold, okay? I don't know why I know so strongly, and you don't have to watch me if you don't believe me. But I'm gonna tell you, I can see it. It's definitely going to be her, as I saw back in the beginning, and I'm sorry it's taken so long, but I saw her being replaced, and I see whoever comes in to take the place of Aileen Cannon will kind of work with Jack Smith and get things moving forward. I just see him moving forward, and they can't use that bit that Thomas said out the side of his mouth. They're even going to say it's not relevant. Let's move forward. Sure, they may take it. Trump may take it to Supreme Court, but it won't be till after the election. Tell me about Aileen. Yeah, she knew what she was doing. She'd planning it. And don't worry about Jack. Jack has all his ducks in a row. He's been planning this. I'm not doing personal readings anymore, just the people that already paid last year and are stuck with me till December. So, but there's a lot of good psychics out there who have wide open schedules. Okay, Aileen Cannon. I'm telling you guys a lot of this stuff on my community page, but for some reason, I guess people don't know where it is or they're not reading it. Because everybody said J.D. Vance just got picked. And early this morning, I said, uh-oh, looks like he's picking J.D. Vance. So only because of that statement that he got taken out by the Secret Service to come to the convention. J.D. Vance is actually going to be way better. At least Marco Rubio knew how to play the game a little bit. J.D. Vance is about ready to go down. So let's look at her, okay? She's going to live to regret this decision. Bad decision. I see a lot of paperwork. I see a lot of fighting coming up. I think Jack has this under control. It's almost like magic in the house. Like they get things going. They make it happen. So you guys, you're all looking down. Look at the cups behind us. There's new opportunity here. Disillusionment. I think she thought she was right, but she's not. Somebody was whispering in her ear. Don't worry, within 2 weeks, 2 months, the cycle will change. And also she got a little bit of, she's working. I see this could even be Jack working hard. Somebody's working hard to show the case, to show all the levels of why this shouldn't be thrown out. The cycle will change. Please don't even worry about that. And don't forget, Jack even has a Bedminster he can do. There's much more coming, okay? In a way, Jack was TikTok. He's sitting there waiting for her to do this, and he's going to really take her out of the picture. That's what I see, that they're going to tell her, you're not part of this case anymore. They're going to put somebody else in there, and this other person that comes in is working with Jack and making it happen. Okay, so Justice Thomas is in the hospital. Now, we can't wish for negative, but tell me about Justice Thomas. His cars were real bad. Remember the last time I read them? This won't be a long video. I just want to touch on everybody freaking out right now and give them assurance. Just the time. Here we go. Justice Thomas, bad to say. His history, his career as a justice is upside down. He will be looked at as a nothing burger. The Nine of Cups reverse wishes will not come true. I would say come this fall to the winter time. He's has to leave or he's exiting. More bad news for him, picking up the pieces off the battlefield. They definitely have his number about money. Look at that, all these money cards reversed. I think, now I told you, yeah, he's not well, you guys. He's not well. It's just in all this stuff, even though he acts like he's king for a day, and to hell with you guys, and I don't need to listen to what you say. He's actually overwhelmed spiritually, psychically with grief. He really thought he could get away. This whole Russia thing is huge. In fact, had he known they were onto him with his Russia trip, he might not have said that thing he said out loud, because he wouldn't have won all that attention on him. But now that this Russia thing's out there, he will not get by with it. He will not get by with it. So that's going to be huge. Thank you, AOC, for focusing on it. And I want to tell you guys something I read that sounds true. But I remember when Bernie was running and people really wanted Bernie and they were mad that Biden was going to win. And I told you I saw Bernie in the mix, like he would listen to Bernie and takes Bernie's advice. And initially he was more in the middle. So they're saying now that Bernie and AOC have had several meetings with Biden. Basically, they jumped in there when his people said, we want you to step down, and said, listen, we have an outline of what you should do upcoming for your next thing. And that was more of, cutting health costs, helping the middle class. And they gave President Biden a lot of stuff that he actually believed in, but maybe he thought it was too progressive. I see him throwing it out there and people going for it. So I just want you to know that he is going to be working closer to Bernie and Bernie's ideas of what should happen for this nation. That's what I get. I mean, I could be wrong, but when I saw that article, I said that makes sense. And he's going to do a real good job. If you notice, a lot of people talking about President Biden exiting is mum now. I just think it's interesting that a notice went out that nobody can speak to the press from the Trump land. He wants nobody speaking, giving their opinion, good or bad, or they will be fired or kicked permanently out of the Trump administration. What does that tell you? So remember that. Okay, so this morning I put it in my page. If you didn't read it, I'll tell you about it now. There is a woman. Hold on, let me get her name because I put it in my. Hold on. Oh, we got so much stuff. Well, yeah, I'll tell you in a minute. Okay. So here we go. A reporter and friend of President Trump, Selena Zito, Z-I-T-O, was just on the news. Oh, and they kicked Morning Joe off so they could do coverage of this thing like we're all interested. I don't know about you. I'm not watching. No intention of watching the Republican thing. President Trump called her the day after the attempt and wanted to know, because she was right in the front. And by the way, the other thing she said is a lot of the city police or county police that were in the front got injured by shrapnel, pieces of metal and stuff. Interesting, okay, because I don't think he got an actual bullet wound. I think he got shrapnel. And I think that if it had been an actual bullet wound, it would have taken his part of his ear off. And it's interesting, the doctors at the hospital who normally have some sort of address to the public to say the president's fine, blah, blah. Well, they knew it wasn't a bullet, so he didn't want them to talk because he didn't want people to know that. Okay, so Selena said the president called her and wanted to know if she was okay because she was there. And by the way, she said the picture of her is on the ground with another woman with men sort of on top of them, and she's wearing cowboy boots. She said that's how a lot of people knew it was her because she loves cowboy boots. So he said to her, "Did you see how I turned my head?" And she said, "Yes, sir." He said, "Normally I never turn my head." And there's one of you guys that told me he never turns his head, but this time he had turned his head. He normally turns his whole body, but he had turned his head when this incident took place. Now, listen, had he turned his body, maybe we'd be talking a different story, but then a lot more sympathy would have gone to him. But the key is when everybody shut up is that this guy that shot him was a Republican. And the kid that shot him, by the way, did not give to the Democratic Party. It was a man with the same name who's 69 living in a different county, Pittsburgh or something. So anyway, but he said, normally I turn my head. And he said, because he turned his head, no, normally I turn my body. Because he turned his head, it saved his life. He told her he totally ripped up his speech for the convention. He's going to only focus on Biden's policy. Good luck with that. Now let's talk about your policies. Let's bring China and Russia in and give them carte blanche. I also found out from, okay, so, and Marianne sent, you know those pictures of the Secret Service smiling when they're holding them up? Those are fraud. Those are from Fact Check. Those are from Fact Check, and they show the actual picture. They weren't smiling. Somebody fixed it so it looked like they were smiling. And that's how they roll. You know what I'm saying? So it's like those pictures of him being all in shape, you know, looking like Superman. This is definitely, he's going to change his speech. So he's not going to be, he talked to the president, he's talked to others, and he said he wants to, like now you see Speaker Johnson saying we want to tone down the rhetoric. Well, a lot of people wanted to tone down the rhetoric, and you wouldn't listen. Those people in Congress put the lapels with the rifles, the AKs on it. My sister said, that'd be funny if the Democrats showed up and they all had the rifles lapels. I just got a hit while I was talking to you guys. I think Marjorie Taylor Greene isn't going to tone down, and it's going to piss off Trump. And they may petition to remove her. I just saw that. Bobart's such a, So anyway. It feels like he's going to tell Marjorie Taylor Greene to knock it off or step down or something. I just got that, okay? Okay, so now let's do J.D. Vance. That's my favorite subject. And you guys just breathe. Don't forget to breathe. Tell the world thank you. All this stuff is happening for a reason. You know, sometimes we get shocked and we think, oh my God, we thought we were in control of what the future is here. But no, just breathe. I also have some other news to tell you. I got an email from the gentleman that is being with, where did he write? He wrote me on here. Charles Briscoe, the guy who does numbers with politics. Very interesting man. He said he wouldn't mind if I did a show with him. I didn't even have to ask him. He offered it. So I'll be doing probably Wednesday a live 30 minutes, do a little show with him. The guy's very knowledgeable. I really enjoy him. Okay, JD Vance. I don't know if he even believes in the stuff we're doing here. I know he knows that Andre's a astrologer. I don't know if he knows I'm a psycho. I mean, a psychic. JD Vance. JD Vance. This is even better than I thought it would be. So when he said that, whoever wrote me and said, when Trump did that poster and said, I'll give you a hint, Ben, he was talking to Ben Marcellus. He wasn't talking to, I thought he was going to pick Ben Carson because he did one time say he was going to choose Ben Carson. He was talking, I'll give you a hint, Ben. Like she's the one, he'll knock off Kamala. Oh, I can't wait for the debate between the two of him. She's got his record to show how two-faced he is. Tell me about JD Vance and this administration. Here we go. You're all the first to hear this. Tell me about JD Vance and this administration. There's so many things getting ready to hit even before October. Right now, he's got a little pinch of good luck, but things are getting ready to hit. Unexpected. Unexpected. Okay, so opposites attract. Struggles, not being able to get your ducks in a row. Endings. That may be him losing. This is trying to get money. They'll be desperate for money. Now, remember, Trump said he's going to tone the rhetoric down. He'll be back talking trash before you know it. He can't stay that long. And plus all that money he's trying to get with that picture of everybody smiling and him, you know, that's all, that won't go to those families. And you don't think those people didn't notice that he went out golfing instead of going to talk to everybody? So, this is morals. This is the Hierophant is the Pope. This is religion. This is conformity. This is standing with the peacemaker. This is not something that Trump or JD Vance will do. Okay? So, will the Trump administration win thanks to JD Vance? He's a loser. Oh my God. Sorry I got that, you guys. I just heard he's a loser. I see Kamala doing a one-on-one with him and eating him for lunch. No, Trump will have to pack his bags and get out. No magic in that music. The angel of light and mercy is standing over this. That riding of the horse in success is reversed. Nine of Swords, they put themselves in a corner. There's a lot of catching in the lies is what I'm getting. The people will not put up with this, you guys. They're worried about money. So look at the outcome is the Hanged Man, which I don't consider. It's like, I think they're going to lose. And then they also kind of act like, are you sure that happened? Because they're so pompous. They think they're all that in a cup of tea. So the Hanged Man represents the ego. Instability, egotism, instability to change. Inability and instability. Missing an opportunity. Definitely no. He could have been a contender. It's interesting. He got a chance to do something. Post this thing, but that JD Vance. He's also looking like he's got Ohio But there's a lot of people who've run for office that didn't get their own state. Mostly him. He didn't get New York, did he? So JD Vance is a turnoff. That's what I'm hearing. A turnoff. Unable to function correctly. Actually says some things that he shouldn't say. Not able to stifle himself. That's what I'm getting. So this will be a short video. I don't know how long, but I just wanted to come and let you know everything's going to be okay. I'm not going to hear his speech. I'll probably catch it on the other side with reruns, but I'm not going to listen to anything any of these people have to say. Turned off. Okay. Love you all. Catch you on the other side. Cheers.